joining me
Having a
today.
tremendous season.
Sporty greetings. I'm VOA Sonny Young. Welcome to another episode of The Sports Box. Let's talk basketball. The first round of the NBA playoffs tipping off. I'm joined by hoop experts Mwamoyo and Jeremiah. We have 8 clubs in the Eastern Conference, 8 clubs in the Western Conference. Mwamoyo, which series captures your eye?
Out of the Western Conference, Spurs, Clippers. That's going to be very interesting. It's going to be intense from the get-go.
Some great players.
Out of the gates. Great players with a lot of experience between them. And, you know, they've been in the playoffs every season for the last few years. So that's going to be very interesting.
Jeremiah, which series do you like?
I think it's the Texas two-step with Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks, you know, with Rondo coming to Dallas. That really boosted them. And then when you look at Houston, I mean, you can't look any further than James Harden, who
Best beard in basketball.
Best beard in basketball, scoring out of his mind from every place on the court. I mean, he is so fun to watch that it's hard to not pick them in this. But it's going to be an exciting series, that's for sure.
Now, getting back to the Spurs, going into the playoffs, I think they won like 11 out of 12 games. Are they the hottest team going into the playoffs?
I still think they're the hottest team. They won 11 in a row, and they lost just the last game. But, you know, they started very slowly, but they picked up at the right time. And, you know, it's a team that has a lot of experience, you know, good players. It's basically the same team that won the championship last year. So they bring all that back, and now they're at a time when they know what to do during the playoffs.
Now, Jeremiah, remember last time we talked basketball, I made the mistake of calling the Golden State Warriors a surprise team, and Mwamoyo said, no, they're not a surprise team. They were good last year. What about the Hawks? Do you consider them a surprise team in the playoffs?
Well, I would say it's a surprise how high they finished. I mean, I think that was amazing. I don't think before the season you would have said, okay, this team is clearly going to run away with it. And they were amazing this regular season. Very consistent, consistently beating their opponents with a high degree of success. So you have to give them credit for where they are.
During the playoffs, the NBA will announce various awards for achievement. The biggest award is Most Valuable Player. Who's your pick for MVP?
Stephen Curry, no argument there. But, you know, I mean, there are a lot of other players who, you know, they stand a chance. James Harden is one of them. But I think Stephen Curry is going to be the MVP.
And Russell Westbrook, you have to give him credit, didn't make the playoffs, but to have most points per game, I mean, that is not an easy feat to accomplish. But Curry has to be the pick to lead his team to the very top of the NBA.
What about this guy behind us, LeBron James? I mean, he'll get a few MVP votes.
Well, yeah, he will, but I don't think he's going to get the MVP award. He did very well. He lifted up his team. Again, when they started at the beginning of the season, they didn't look very good. But as time went on, they picked up, and they stand a good chance. The whole Eastern Conference is wide open, because you have teams that playoffs is all about matchups, and the Eastern Conference, a lot of teams seems to be matched up very fairly. So anything can happen with the Eastern Conference. Of course, Cleveland, they have LeBron. So
one of the young players, I believe he's making his playoff debut, Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans, and they have to go up against the Warriors in the first round. What do you think about Davis making his playoff debut?
Yeah, I mean, he's such a mature player for his age, but it's really like the length of this guy. I mean, physically, he's dominant for a reason, and he is able to do things that a lot of players can't. I mean, he can go in for blocks, of course, but he's also putting up tremendous numbers in the mid-20s as far as his average. So he's going to lead this team, but can he beat the Warriors? That's highly doubtful.
The only problem is he's only going to play 4 games. I don't see them winning even a single game with Golden State Warriors, but hey, it's a game. They have to play it. But yeah, it's true. He's played very well, and this this is the stage that he would like to be and show, how good he is.
We can't talk about the playoffs without mentioning my beloved Washington Wizards. They get the Raptors from Toronto in the first round. Can they clip the wings of the Raptors?
Well, I'd say that in the beginning of the season, both the Raptors and the Wizards looked extremely strong. They were going at a very high pace of wins, and what happens? They both hit a lull. But they face each other now, and I think for the Wizards, it's actually a better competitor than maybe if they had faced the Bulls. So.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. See you next time on the Sports Box.